Sandhan. All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.
આજે આપણે ગ્રેડિયન્ટ કર્લ અને ડાયવર્જન્સ ઉપરનું લેક્ચર લઈશું. તો સૌથી પહેલાં એના માટે જરૂરી જે ડેફિનેશન છે તે જોઈએ. તો ડેફિનેશન પહેલે field. If a function is defined in any region of a space for every point of the region, then this region is known as a field. એટલે કે જો આપણે fx is equal to x and x belongs to R, then this region is defined for every value of a R. That means R is a region if fx is equal to x. But if we take fx is equal to 1 upon x and x belongs to R, then this function is not a region, not a field. Because if we take x is equal to 0, then the function fx is equal to 1 upon x is not defined, because 1 upon 0 is infinitive. So if we take fx is equal to x for x belongs to R, that time R is not a field. Similarly, the another definition that we require in our lecture, scalar point function. A function 5xyz is called scalar point function, defined region R if it associates a scalar quantity with every point in the region R of a space. As for example, the temperature distributions in a heated body, density of a body, and potential due to the gravity are the example of scalar point function. We know that the scalar vector have only norms, that have only its value, but it has not a direction. That means if we take, we say that today's temperature is 37 degree in a Gandhinagar. We never said that 37 degree in a this direction to this direction. It has only norms, that means value. Second definition is the vector point function. A function fxyz is called the vector point function, define a region R if it associated a vector quantity with every point in the region R of a space. Also, we know that the vector is a function that have both norm and direction. The example are the velocity of moving fluid, gravitational force are the example of a vector point function. If we want to move a table from one corner to another corner in a room, then we apply the force on the table. Then we apply the force on the table. Then we say that the table move from one direction to another direction in a room, and the movement, it has the direction as well as the movement of the distance e. So the vector have both direction and norms. Second definition, it is the important sign of our lecture, delta, or called del, or a NAMBLA, vector differential operator del. The vector differential operator del or a NAMBLA is denoted by del and is defined as del I cap del by del x plus j cap del by del y plus k cap del by del z, or d del upon del x, comma del upon del y, comma del upon del z. From del, we have to differentiate first partial differentiation of the given function. Now the second definition is the gradient, which are our topic. Gradient of a scalar point function phi is written as del phi or a grade phi and is defined as grade phi or a del phi is equal to the definition of del. We see that I del upon del x plus j cap del upon del y plus k cap del upon del z, and phi is the any scalar point function. So we also write del phi or a grade phi is equal to I cap del phi upon del x plus j cap del phi upon del y plus k cap del phi upon del z. Or we can also write del phi is equal to del phi upon del x, del phi upon del y, comma, del phi upon del z. Now, we see that the grade phi is a vector quantity function, but in the definition, we see that the grade function apply on the scalar point function. So, gradient is a function which convert the scalar function to the a vector function. So, when we want to convert the scalar point function to vector point function, that we use the grade function. Now, so the grade phi is the vector quantity. Now, we see the property of gradient. First, if f and g are the differentiable scalar function, then del c is equal to 0, where c is any constant. We know that the del function is the first partial differential equation. Del is the meaning of the first differentiation of any function. We know that when we differentiate the constant function, a constant, then we get the differentiation of constant is equal to 0. We apply all the rules of the differentiation on the gradient function. Del f plus g is equal to del f plus del g. Similarly, f into g. The del f into g is also g is a constant, and the gradient apply on a f plus f is a constant and gradient function apply on a g. The fourth property is del cf is equal to c del f, where c is any constant. Again, we apply the gradient property into f divide g. That rules is again the same as the differential partial differential, the g del f minus f del g upon g square, and 6 del f square is equal to 2f del f. Now we prove the sum property from this. First we prove del f plus g is equal to del f plus del g. The left hand side of this inequality is equal to del f plus g. Now we know that f and g both are the scalar function. So f plus g is again a scalar function. So, and we write the del is equal to del upon del x, comma, del upon del y, and del upon del z, and the function f plus g. Now we apply the gradient rules. That means we first differentiate f plus g with respect to x, y, and z respectively. Then we get del upon del x f plus g, comma, del upon del y f plus g, comma, del upon z f plus g. Now we know that the rules of differentiation, the del upon del x f plus g is equal to del upon del x f plus del upon del x gy. Similarly, we apply the rules for the differentiation with respect to y, then we get del f upon del y plus del g upon del y. And the another rules we apply differentiate with respect to z, then we get del f upon del z plus del g upon del z. Now we separate the f function and g function. That means we separate the differentiation of f and differentiation of g. Then we get del from the first component, we get del f upon del x, comma from the second component del f upon del y, and last component we separate del f upon del z. Now the remaining parts we write here, it is the g function. We get del g upon del x from first component, del g upon del y from second component, and del g upon del z from the last component. Thus, this is the definition of del f and this is the definition of del g. So, we prove that del f plus g is equal to del f plus del g. That means it is the left hand side is equal to right hand side. Now we prove the another property. Del f g is equal to g del f plus f del g. Again we write left hand side is equal to del f g. Again we know that if f and g both are the scalar function, then the multiplication of f and g again a scalar function. Now we write the definition of del f del and f upon g. We apply the partial differential on f and g. Then we get del by del x f into g, del by del y f upon f into g, and del upon del z f into g. We know that the differentiation of f into g is done by keeping one of them is constant and differentiate the other one. So we differentiate with respect to x. The first we keep g is a constant and differentiated f. Then again we keep g f is constant and differentiate with respect of g with respect to x. Now same way we differentiate g with respect to y. That time we keep g constant and differentiate f with respect to y, plus in second term f constant and differentiate g with respect to y. Again we do this process with respect to z. Then we get g is constant and differentiate f with respect to z, plus f and differentiate with respect to g with respect to z. Then we again separate and keep out g common from three component. In first we keep g common. Then we see that here we have left g, del f upon del x. From this we take out g common, then we get del f upon del y, and from third component if we keep out g common, then we get del f upon del z. Thus we get g del f upon del x, comma f del f upon del y, comma del f upon del z, plus again we keep out common by remaining terms. Then here we keep out g, then we get del g upon del x. In second we keep out f, del g upon del y, and we keep out f, then we get del g upon del z. Thus we get here again del f and again del g, the definition of grade f and the definition of grade g. Thus we can write g del f plus f del g. Thus we here prove that del f into g is equal to g del f plus f del g. Thus we get the right hand side. Now the second property, prove del f upon g, g del f minus f del g upon g square, where g does not equal to 0, which is necessary condition. If g equal to 0, then the function is not defined. So if we want to define the function, thus we have to keep g does not equal to 0. First we write the left hand side del f upon g. Again we write the definition of del and f upon g. Also we know that f and g both are the scalar function. So f upon g also the scalar function. So we apply the gradients for f upon g. Again we derivative f upon g with respect to x, y and g respectively. Thus we get del by del x f upon g, comma del upon del y f upon g, comma del upon del z f upon g. Thus we also know that if we have to differentiate f upon g, that time we first keep g constant and differentiate with respect to f, minus keep f constant and differentiate with respect to g. So first we differentiate f upon g with respect to x. Thus we get g del f upon del x minus f del g upon del x and g square, which is the rules of the differentiation for the division of the two function. Second, similarly we differentiated with respect to y. Thus g is a constant, differentiate with respect to del f upon del y, minus keep f constant and del g upon del y upon g square. Again we differentiate with respect to z, then g constant del f upon del z minus f constant del g upon del z upon g square. We can see that here 1 upon g square is a common. So first we keep out 1 upon g square is a common. Then after we have also 3 components and they all have a g. So first we then after we keep out g as a common. If we common g, then we get del f upon del x. In second component, when we keep out g common, then we get del f upon del y, and from third component, when we keep out g common, then we get del f upon del z, and after we keep out f del g upon del x, second